Welcome to Kalu Plays COD, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the idea that potentially Black Ops 7 is going to release earlier than expected. So why am I discussing this? So every year there's rumours around this. When the next game's about to come out, there's rumours, is the next game going to come out a week early? Are they going to release the campaign a week early? Are they come out multiplayer early? But this year there's actually a good pattern to suggest that this might actually be true. So back in September there was a rumour on Twitter that Black Ops 7 may move up their release date. This initially was a rumour and it circulated for a little bit and then it died. However, about a month after that tweet came out, Call of Duty began to change things in line with the rumour. For example, their Haunting event came out a little bit early, and then the mini events within inside the Haunting event also released earlier. For example, the Chucky event released 1 week earlier, and as a result the other events in the Haunting event all released 1 week early, in line with a November 7th end date, which would be 1 week just before Black Ops 7 comes out. Another thing that happened is that this rumour then began trending on Twitter, and that was, will Call of Duty be releasing 1 week earlier on November 7th? This is quite abnormal for rumours like this. Normally rumours like this stay within the community, the Call of Duty community, but instead what happened was it actually became a trend on Twitter past the Call of Duty community. So that alone would be quite abnormal. That alone would be enough for us to think that this might be true. But then other things started to happen. So then a rumour came around that the potential that the campaign alone may release early, and then it started to become the full game. So let's talk about that. Will it just be the campaign? So there is a possibility that it is just the campaign releasing 1 week early. And if it was any other Call of Duty, I would say, yeah, that's probably where the rumour ends. The chances are it's just going to be the campaign. However, in Black Ops 7, you can level up your whole level, your multiplayer level and your zombies level within the campaign. So that would suggest to me at that point, why not just release multiplayer early too? I mean, if you can go into the campaign and you can level up your rank, which is what a lot of people in Call of Duty are more excited about when they first jump on the game, they want to level up, get their guns unlocked, get as many unlocks as possible when the game first releases. Well, if you can start doing that in the campaign, at that point, why would you not just release the whole game earlier? So why should they do it? What is the benefit to Call of Duty releasing the game 1 week early? Well, the first is it will be a massive surprise to the community. I know I've just talked about how on Twitter it is trending and obviously a lot of the community is seeing it. But the reality is, people know that this is just a rumour. If Call of Duty actually came out and went, you know what, on November 7th we're actually releasing multiplayer and the campaign 1 week early, it's coming out, that will make the community go, yeah, no, I've got to jump straight on the game. People will actually get excited about Call of Duty. The second is it will get the community more excited for the game. So not only will it be a surprise, but people will be more excited about the game because it's been released a week early and people want to play it. And then, as I mentioned before, people can start leveling up earlier. So if you are in with the news, you're excited about Call of Duty, you're a big avid fan, you'll be like, well, the game's coming out a week early, so I'm going to start jumping on, getting my level unlocks, etc. Then, to ensure the release date of November 7th, since they've been advertising that's been part of their marketing ever since they announced Black Ops 7, I think to keep that particular date relevant, all they would have to do is two things. One, if they just release the multiplayer and the campaign early, November 14th could be the release date for the zombies. That way zombies get full development time, they get to work out the kinks for the maps, and then everyone who's been playing multiplayer for a week will be like, actually, it's time to jump on zombie. Then people from the zombies community will go onto the multiplayer, and then people from the multiplayer community will jump onto zombies, because the release date for zombies is separate from multiplayer. The other thing they could do is they could release the whole game early. They could release it whole 1 week early, as the rumours currently circulating. And then, to make November 14th still a relevant date, as I mentioned it part of the marketing, instead, November 14th could be the double XP weekend. That way people start to play the game early, they're excited about it, it surprised the community, it's got the community amped up because the game's released earlier than expected, and then November 14th is still relevant because then they're like, right, well now I also get double XP if I wait till November 14th. So why is this more than just a rumour? Everything I've just said, why am I not just chucking it down to just a rumour that is not really worth making a video on? And that is because Battlefield 6, as much as I'm not interested in the game, has actually made Call of Duty make changes earlier than expected. And here's what I mean. Battlefield 6 hit the ground running. There was loads of concurrent players and people were really excited about the game. This is the first time since Infinite Warfare where people are talking about how Battlefield is going to kill COD, Battlefield's going to be the most relevant game of the year, and nobody's going to be interested in playing Call of Duty. Because of that, I believe that skill-based matchmaking was removed earlier than expected. I do believe that the outcry from the community meant that skill-based matchmaking was going to be removed, but I believe it got removed in the beta and it got removed in Black Ops 7 so early because of the pressure from Battlefield 6. There were also other changes, such as the perk changes that everyone's talking about from the beta. They've just announced in a development talk video that they are going to be making all the changes to the perks that people actually wanted. And they also made changes in the beta to the doors. People found that the doors weren't opening quick enough, or they were opening too early, and that the automatic doors weren't actually what people wanted, so they made changes to the maps accordingly. So, because of that, the pressure that Battlefield 6 is making on Call of Duty, it isn't making them make changes they weren't going to make before. Like I said, I think that skill-based matchmaking was always going to be removed because of how much of an outcry there was, and I do think that these perk changes were going to come, but because of Battlefield 6 being so relevant, because people getting so excited about Battlefield 6, it meant that they're going to make those changes much earlier than expected. So if the pressure on Call of Duty is making them make changes sooner, then there's no reason that bringing forward the release date of the game couldn't also come sooner. That's another thing that Call of Duty could bring forward as a result from the pressure of Battlefield 6. That means there's less of a gap between Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty releasing, meaning that any players that are currently playing Battlefield 6 and just waiting for Call of Duty to come out, less time they'll be on Battlefield 6, more time they'll be on Call of Duty. But also, it makes sense because it will benefit the Call of Duty community. And that is why I genuinely believe that this rumour might actually become true. However, that's just my opinion, and I'd like to hear yours in the comment section below. Do you think that Battlefield 6 has put pressure on Call of Duty to release the game early? Do you want the game to release early, or are you just waiting till November 7th? Or do you think that this is just a rumour and it's not going to become true? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel where I talk about Call of Duty on a regular basis, and when Battlefield 6 and Black Ops 7 finally are released at the same time and are both relevant games, I'm going to be playing Black Ops 7 on release date and making videos on it. See you in the next one.